we wanted to expedite a helmet law, get that into effect as quick as possible. So Ohio e-bike helmet law only requires Class 3 operators to wear a helmet. Included with our ordinance, we'd like to add all operators and passengers under 18 years of age must wear a compliant helmet that is properly fitted and fastened while operating or riding an electronic bike that is considered standard Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3. Compliant helmet is one that's approved by Department of Transportation for certain, for crash ratings. So that's what compliant means. That's what we're proposing at this time.
No person shall operate or be a passenger on a Class 3 electric bicycle unless the person is wearing a protective helmet that meets the standards established by the Consumer Product Safety Commission or the American Society for Testing and Materials. So we can either just add Class 1 and 2, or we could replace that sentence with what Mr. Harper is proposing.
That paragraph, the proposal is for only 18 and under.
Right.
This D2 covers everyone on a Class 3.
So
if you eliminated that,
Right.
you would eliminate the requirement that they have a helmet.
Yes.
Which we want to maintain, I
For the
believe.
Class 3, anybody over 18 or over with this new language, you're correct, would not have to wear one. If you, in the state of Ohio, if you go take your motorcycles class and take a test, you're required to wear it, I believe, the first, is it year, 2 years? The first year, and then after that, it's at your discretion. Not that, say that's the right way to go, but that's how the state looks at motorcycles.
There's no license that go along, so it'd be kind of hard to enforce to know if they're on, probation or not, because there is no license to follow up on with an e-bike or a scooter, so that would be kind of hard to enforce. So I would say the under 18, it's a requirement, and after 18, that would be at their own risk, I would believe, because it doesn't go as fast as a motorcycle.
Are you talking about just 1 and 2? Because according to the way our ordinance reads, no person shall operate or be a passenger on a 3 unless they're wearing a helmet. So as of this right now, the way this reads, everyone in Class 3 should already be wearing helmets.
It's very difficult to tell
Right.
whether it's 1, 2, or 3. The big thing will be the speed that they can achieve. Class 3 is the fastest one, and it can reach speeds of 28 miles per hour before the motor's supposed to disengage.
I guess the question on the table is, we want to loosen up at least the Class 3 rider or operator by allowing them not to have to wear the helmet.
I think we should leave it the way that it is in our ordinance already, and then just add 1 and 2 in there.
My thought is we're trying to protect mainly minors. Adults should at that point have enough common sense to wear them.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when the law even states that they have to wear them, they don't. So we could leave it in ordinance. We could adjust the proposed addition, take out the age requirement, and cover all 3 Class E bikes, so that everybody has to, if you're on an e-bike, you have to wear a helmet. So there's some things we can change.
Just doing some precursory research for the Department of Transportation, and it looks like at this base level, the only thing I'm seeing is that they regulate motorcycle helmets, but not other classifications, like a bicycle helmet might not be at the same standards of a DOT certified. There's other SNEL and certification too. So I think there should be some attention to, like, if we're requiring a DOT compliant helmet, that might have a prohibitive cost for a younger person with an e-bike as well. Safety is important, but is that standard?
These e-bikes are hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I don't think we can put a price on a child's brain damage. I mean, if you're going to spend the money to purchase an e-bike, you dig a little bit deeper and buy that helmet that's going to protect your brain and skull.
It's interesting, we have three different definitions here. I think the strongest one is already in our code because it says established by the Consumer Product Safety Commission or the American Society for Testing and Materials. Those are specific standards.
It's like compliant with what?
Right.
To be
it's-
specific.
Yeah. I think that needs to be a little bit more clarified. So, I mean, I would suggest we could keep the language we have, and I think we all agree we want to add Class 1 and Class 2. We want to provide a different standard than already is in there. And there's two. There's, as I said, Consumer Product Safety Commission or the American Society for Testing and Materials. Do we want to add the Department of Transportation? And then the other question is whether or not we want to allow people who are not minors to go without wearing a
I
helmet.
think that would be a question about enforcement, since our chief is here, and also our fire captain, or our fire chief. That might be something that they both might want to put input on, seeing how both of you see the results of these, and with the enforcement, and with the effects if somebody wrecks. What kind of input would either one of you like to maybe put into this, since you're both listening to this conversation? Is there anything you would like to put in?
Under 18, I'm not sure that we should be stopping people just to find out what kind of helmet they have on. We
Right.
would stop them for other reasons, but if they're pedaling a bike and it's an e-bike and they don't have the motor engaged,
Just for the purpose of what's in our language, I mean, obviously, you might not be able to tell visually what kind of helmet somebody's wearing, but if you stop them for some other reason and you notice the helmet is not up to par, you could investigate then. But what would your preference be? That we have specific standards like the Consumer Product Safety Commission and American Society for Testing and Materials, or leave that standard out?
there should be. They're going to wear a milk crate on their head and call it a helmet. If you don't-
Football helmet.
Yeah.
Or a colander.
So I think those two standards are pretty good. And maybe I missed it, but what is your thoughts about adults, that they don't necessarily have to wear a helmet? Or do you think everyone should have to wear a helmet?
Well, I guess it's like the old helmet laws for motorcycles.
Yeah.
I agree with it, but you had to follow it. To tell an adult they have to wear a helmet on a e-bike as opposed to a motorcycle, it might be pushing the limit.
We do require everyone, regardless of age, to wear a compliant helmet. So we would be freeing up that ability. But your suggestion is only minors.
I would be in favor of adding the DOT to what already
Okay.
exists.
What, Carmen?
I'm also okay with not enforcing it with adults, like that we
Only
make
for
sure
minors.
that
Right.
all three classes, that they have to wear one of the approved styles of helmets if they're under the age of
I wanted
18.
to ask that, like, Class 1 and Class 2 don't have to, and this one does. It makes it really complicated and knowing what class to pull over and that kind of stuff. So that kind of makes
Okay,
sense.
so with those comments, I think I can create a new one for our next meeting to look at for approval.
I'd just like to get on the record that I'm in favor of continuing the language that we have on requiring Class 3s to adults to have a helmet. So.
Committee?
And I will suggest we not put it in
Right?
the consent agenda because there may still be some discussion on this.